Minority Chief Whip Muntaka has described as unfortunate the majority leader's description of some NDC MPs as brainwashed and lacking knowledge in the workings of Parliament. He says Osechi Mensah-Bonsu's comments smack of lack of leadership, especially for someone who should be courting the minority in order to build the needed consensus to drive government's business. Speaking with Rastus Atari Donko, the Asawase MP said the difference in the interpretation of the standing orders of the House does not mean a group is brainwashed.
Parliament is not for professors. Parliament is not for one side fit view. Know that he's a very experienced MP. Chairman is one of the most experienced MPs we have. But I don't think like him. And you've seen us on the floor many times. Understanding orders, so reading it and the meaning we give it. You see he and I having a banter. I disagree with him, he disagrees with me, but we carry on. Me disagreeing with him doesn't give him the right to say that I have been brainwashed. That is my understanding, and I'm pursuing it. And I'm also using the same rules. So everybody gives it. So for him to say that people have been brainwashed, I think that was very unfortunate. It doesn't also help in the consensus building. Because you see, the kind of parliament that we have today, you have people on both sides, both the majority and the minority, who just think that, look, let's just have a lock-on at every point in time. I don't believe in that. I've been a majority whip before, where we have to get government business running, and I've been minority whip before, where our responsibility is to put a check on the government. You need to strike a neat balance. Because at the end of the day, we will have a country to run. Yes, I'm not the one in the front seat, but I'm interested in the bus getting to our destination safely. Once I'm sitting in the bus, if I think that I can disturb the driver and then we'll go and crash, all of us crashes. I'm sitting in the bus too. So striking a balance is very important. But language like that of majority leader doesn't help in carrying a lot more members along, because people feel insulted. And when they feel insulted, it also, they will take an intent position. And that doesn't organize.
Muntaka also reacted to Osechi Mensah-Bonsu's assertion that the Speaker of Parliament is turning the August House into an enclave for NDC members.
That's very unfortunate coming from the majority leader. Let's go back to the 7th Parliament. Who and who were on the board of the Parliamentary Service Board? There are supposed to be 5. Mr. Speaker and 4 others. By the practice of our House, we have always put the majority leader and the minority leader as members. And then they will look and get 2 others. And the practice of the House have always tried to get external people, preferably former members of Parliament, to come and be on the board. And let me just take the immediate board. Professor Makekwe was the Speaker. You have Haruna Idusu as minority leader, Honorable Chairman as majority leader. You have Abena, Honorable Abena, the MP for Echiwa, as in, is it East or West, the Deputy Minister of Finance, was there. And then you have Hackman Usajimai, the former member of Parliament for, I think, is it New Jabin or something? Yes. The former MP. But as at the time he was coming to the board, he was the chair of Council of Elders of MPP. How do you just suppose this? To a board now that is made of Honorable Babin as the Speaker, the same chair and Haruna as majority and minority leader respectively, right? With Abraham Osei Edu, a former majority leader and former member of Parliament for, is it Tema, West or East? I'm sure a member of the legal team for MPP. I'm not very sure, but I think he is a member of the legal team for MPP. And then you have General, Johnson Asedun Ketia, a former member of Parliament, and the General Secretary of NDC. He has to tell me, if without admitting that, General Mosquito is a party person, what of Hackman as the chair of the Council of Elders? What was he? He's not a party person. You see, that's my worry with Honorable Chairman, and I've always told him, you see, when you are the leader of the House, there are certain things it's better not said by you. Because you see, what you say and what you do force people to make their mind. And then when you now need them to be able to go along, it becomes difficult. Because you are pushing them to also take an entrenched view. You may have your view. In my view, I wouldn't say that in the public. I may have it as a view sitting in Parliament. But because I'm in the majority, who wants his business and government business to run in the House, I will not be the one to be saying this.
He also observed the standing orders of Parliament make it difficult for any speaker to advance political interests.
How can the speaker serve a political interest? Because you see, for those who don't know our rules, please try and make yourself conversant with our standing orders. The only time that the speaker can do something on his own is when their standing orders have not made provision for. Our standing orders in Order 6, that's the only time it gives the speaker discretion. Unless maybe if you also go in Order 93(1), where it says that when something is before a court, in the view of the person presiding, even that one, the standing orders have made limitation that when a matter is in the court, he, the one presiding, can then decide that, oh, the way this is, if I allow comment, it can prejudice the outcome.